Mm-hmm.
I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Why? It's not difficult for me to realize that because I have the same weather.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
what?
sleeping outside of the van now. I'm actually sleeping, I won't say it over the internet, but I'm sleeping on the blacktop surface outside the van
Mm-hmm.
in my zippered envelope.
You don't have much of a choice.
No,
Yeah.
I do not.
No.
Inside the van is unbearable. Absolutely
Bye.
unbearable.
It was. It's very easy for me to understand. Living in a van and being covered with spider bites and
Hmm.
having to go under I don't know how many layers of envelope clean.
It is, and it's 8 layers, and then you have to put on underneath that a one-piece um, jumpsuit, which is insulated, which means it's really thick,
Mm-hmm.
and sweatpants. And I made these little gloves. They're very large gloves, actually,
Mm-hmm.
to keep the spiders from biting my hands because my hands are just totally ravaged on the top. In fact, I'm itching them right now as I'm talking to you.
Uh-huh.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
good.
so as when I said when you say how I am doing, it's not my reaction was not because you didn't call. That's not that because I figured that something was going on. So that's not.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I have
So
cat hair up my I have cat hair up my nose. Excuse me. Go
Uh,
ahead.
so, it's not because I knew that something was going on. So it's not because I was disappointed.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm very concerned about you, especially when I get those kinds of emails that you sent yesterday and before.
But I'm serious. This
Um,
is not a joke. So it's no joke. I know that I don't have much time left with all I went through. It's crazy what I went through. And it's just a miracle I'm still alive, in fact.
yes, yes, I
I'm
understand. I don't think you're making anything up. I take you literally. I don't think you have any reason to misrepresent, and I don't think that's in your heart to do, to try to deceive. I just don't think you have it in you.
Ben.
Um, but you know, I'm really the greatest issue with me, and as I said in the email, I think that you are a exceptional individual, and people
Mm-hmm.
they're just so low that I really don't expect anything from anyone because they're just creatures. I don't know how I ever ended up in this world. I don't know how you did either, but they're just creatures of they're just creatures of a lower nature. That's all I can say.
Right.
They're just totally taken over by demons, and I have no affinity for any of them. I loathe them actually. So anyway, I think an association with you would be great. So you know that. So
Mm-hmm.
that is not the issue.
No.
The issue is a financial issue.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that if I were to take the first step and cross over the line and say, okay, let's put some things into motion. We're going to go ahead and do this. I'll be there on Monday and I'll see you. Okay? I'll see you. All right? Now, what happens is that I have probably just about enough money to get to New York. That's about it. And then there's going to be more draw on you. Work will last me another 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so there's going to be more of a draw on you, and there's a question of whether or not you're willing to send any more money, and I'm not sure that you are, and I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm just laying out the facts right now. So, I go there, and I'm broke basically when I arrive, but I have a very nice friend, and now we're going to be looking at this Deborah in a motel room. Now that doesn't really inspire me to do anything, but it does get the cats out of the heat because I think I'm going to cause them serious damage if I don't do something. I got another month of this heat.
Oh
It goes
wait.
on. It
Oh
goes on
wait.
till mid-August,
But
and
yeah.
this is only the third day. It started on Monday. We've gotten 3 days of this now. I've got another 30 days. I'll never do it. I'll never make it.
I know.
I may have already damaged him already. Poor Boots, that Maine Coon. I love him so much. As long as I was applying the method, I've never lost with it. So that's a very high. Why are you laughing? It's
No,
a very high
because when you
probability.
said is when I'm laughing. Don't get me wrong, okay? First off, you need to remember my mother tongue is French. And when I said I let you go, as nothing. It's not what I said. Is not what I had in my mind.
That's
Okay.
That was in the last segment. We're on to the next one.
Yes.
Now,
Why I was laughing is if you apply the method.
if I what?
If you apply the method, that's why I was laughing. If he does apply the method, everything is fine. If he does.
I don't understand the last thing. If he applied the what?
The method. Like you said,
What's that?
like you said, casino is fine as long as you apply the method.
Meton. What's that?
Method.
Oh yeah, right. Well, in the casino, there's less latitude for varying, your strategy, and it's pretty much cut and dried. It's very straightforward, and I guess I could probably just walk out after a few losses and take the loss, and that wouldn't be applying the method. The method requires you stay in there and keep at it. Yeah, right. But in the money management options trading, there is a lot of variability there where you can do some shortcuts and do some things you shouldn't do, and that could be fatal. So anyway, the casino thing is quick cash, and it can happen instantaneous. But very quickly after a client has been, shown up or just has met, it'll be the same day. I can guarantee you that. And if they stay on for a few more days, it'll just accumulate. Not months, and years. It's days.
No, it's not months with an S nor years. We both understand. Okay, the thing was, what I had in mind when I said, he needs me, but he needs a woman like me, but with more money. The reason why I said it the way I said it, I need to explain, is because here I am, there is two options with me. It's either dealing with Deborah or dealing with me. And dealing with me, you parachute yourself in a one-bedroom apartment with me.
I'll shoot myself with a one-bedroom apartment with you?
No, parachute, not shoot, parachute.
Oh, parachute. Oh, okay, that's different. Okay, yeah, parachute.
But you see, it's not that. It's like, in other words, is when I offered this being yes, okay. hello. When I offered.
Yeah, it was.
When I offered this in the first place, it's not because I'm a bad woman, but because I am very tight, and that's what I have. And it's like, a thing is
I've never thought you were a bad woman, by the way, so you can put that thought out of your mind.
Mm-hmm. But I understand, you understand, but it's in other words, it really is. We don't have much latitude. That's what I was trying to put.
And do you see, Martine? Do you see how losing this last client, losing that commission money, has changed the whole picture?
But of course.
And the whole situation, so that would be a guaranteed outcome, because he knew that I was near the breaking point. Either way, I was going to make it or break it. And if he could hold me back from that, then the chances were good. My destruction was almost assured.
Listen, honey.
Look at
it's not
how much was.
It's not difficult for me.
Look how much was. Look how much was actually. What's the term? Look how much was at stake. Look how much there was to lose. Okay, just look at it. It was huge, just huge. If I didn't get that money, I was a dead man. Well, I didn't get it. If I would have gotten it, I would have been in a place right now for sure. I would be making plans to start, doing something with you. I may have actually moved directly toward you. I'm not sure, but I knew that as we approached July, and this was still in June, the weather was still manageable. But as we got close to July, that there was going to be last year. I think I told you about last year.
Wait.
During the, from June 10th until from July 10th to August
went
10th.
To
I stayed at a ratty Indian motel,
I
Motel
remember.
6,
Mm-hmm.
and it cost me $1,100. Now I had about $7,500 cash with me at that time. And I was, my spider bites were healing, but I had the cats in in an air-conditioned room, and so there was never any danger of what they're being exposed to now. And likewise, the year before that, I lived in a nice little. It was a nice little A-frame house in Pennsylvania, out in the woods, so it was real cool, and they had their own place. And there was never a time in the 13 years that I've had the cats where they've ever been in danger like this. This is the first time. Okay?
No way.
And so I am really up against the wall right now. I've got to do something, but yet my options, I just don't think they're ideal, but my situation is definitely not ideal.
Yeah.
So I'm near the break point right now. I realize that.
Right.
I'm near the break point. That crazy black woman. I think she's just nuts in South Carolina. Here's what she does, Martine.
What?
She's in a pattern behavior right now. Here's what she does. About once a week, she'll send me an email. And I told her, just send me emails and I'll answer you, because I don't really answer my phone. I'm trying to save phone expense. It's expensive. Okay?
No way. Because with the way she is, she wants to be nursed.
Yeah, she's just a psycho. I've never known a nigger who wasn't insane. So she calls me. She demands that I call her. And I said, okay, I'll call her. And so I call her today, and she starts babbling on about, oh, my friend won't let me send a check. Talking. If I don't cut her off, she'll just keep rambling on some irrelevant issue. And I said, okay, look, here's what you do. You go to your broker. Ask him if he'll take a money order. Okay, and that doesn't work. You go back to your friend and bribe her. Say, I'll give you $100 if you'll let me write it. If you'll send a check to my, if it doesn't work, try 150. Go to 200, 250. Just keep upping the ante until you find their price. She can't do anything on her own. She can't think.
Yeah.
And I say, doesn't your husband have a checking account? Or is that the only? Well, I'm gonna suggest to her now. Tell your husband to open up a checking account. Okay, he won't be blocked by the check system. They got this system in America. It's called CHEX.
Right.
It's a Homeland Security thing. And so they closed down her account. She can't get another one open. So, in the meantime, this has been going on for how long? 6 weeks?
I didn't count because I thought that, you're not in a situation